Hello everyone, my name is Julian. I'm here to do a review of two new singles released by Mastodon from their forthcoming album, Once More Around the Sun, coming out June 24th. I'll be reviewing it and unboxing it, so stay tuned for that. A little bit of history between me and Mastodon. Honestly, I've only listened to Mastodon a couple of times. I have a couple of singles in my playlist, and that was back in 2011 when they released The Hunter. I thought that was a very interesting album, and I really wanted more, and I did what any reasonable, listener would do, which is go back through their discography. We all know that a band's best work is supposed to come from their first couple of albums, and it's a debate that's been going on for God knows how long, and it's all about opinion, and it doesn't really affect every band the same. Some bands are different. Some bands' best work might be their latest work, and again, that's all in opinion from the purists who will always like what came first because that's what they got into, versus the newcomers who like the new stuff. And honestly, it's something I can't answer. Usually listening to a band's latest work helps me go back through whatever they've released previously. Right off the bat, I noticed a huge difference between The Hunter and their first two albums. The first two albums were pure chaos. Vocally, I couldn't understand anything, and musically, it was awesome. It was a journey. I can see the appeal, but I had to draw the line there. It wasn't the music for me. I knew I wanted to get into Mastodon because when listening to Blood Mountain, I loved how it wasn't predictable. The band just goes off on so many tangents. The solos has progressive hints here and there, sludge metal, heavy metal. Any subgenre that precedes the word metal, like Mastodon implements into their music. And Blood Mountain for me was the top, was the peak. I really enjoyed that album a lot, and I took some songs away with that. I took some songs from that album and put them on my playlist. In the end, I wanted to like Mastodon. I think it just wasn't the right time for me. The Hunter was good, but I wanted more, and the first two albums, weren't it. Blood Mountain and whatever came afterwards, they were good, but I guess I didn't want to listen to them, and that's a sign. So I decided to wait it out. Fast forward to The Hunter, all right. 2011, and I read reviews at the time, and I went back and read some reviews today, and a lot of people are saying that they're becoming mainstream. They say The Hunter was just not as heavy as they used to be. A lot of purists are upset, and honestly, I can understand that, and especially with the singles they've released today, I can almost confirm that. The reason I can say almost is because for me, mainstream has a radio connotation, and Mastodon is not quite there yet. At least not with The Hunter or, the previous music. They need to have shorter songs and more catchy songs, something that follows a pattern that people can get with. And Mastodon sometimes loves to go on tangents. Their music is not linear, and that's one of the many appeals for me and for a lot of people, but not for the radio. So I don't think they're radio friendly just yet. I am going to say that the single High Road is as close as I've ever heard Mastodon get to radio, like friendliness. The intro is heavy, the vocals are heavy, obviously not as heavy as the first two albums. You can understand them. And the chorus is uplifting. And the thing that ticked it off, like for me, the thing that I was like, whoa, what's going on, is that I like the song a lot from the beginning. That's something that has never happened with any of the Mastodon songs. I just have to get into them and follow along multiple times before I can say like, fuck yeah, I love that song. High Road was instantly a hit for me. And I knew that was going to be a problem for a lot of purists and a lot of people who listen to Mastodon for other reasons, for an escape to a more progressive, heavier land. And High Road was immediately fun. I got into the chorus quick. The chorus is repeated 3 times, and it follows the blueprints of a mainstream song. Yes, there's a bridge that's very interesting and very fun, but it leads back to what a lot of mainstream songs do, which is like verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, end. And that's the High Road. And it doesn't matter what music is playing inside, it doesn't matter how fun or how good the guitar riffs or the lyrics are. The fact that it follows that blueprint is a problem. So I have 2 opinions on this, because from a newcomer, I love it. This is what I want to listen to, and it's going to help me get into Mastodon. But as a person who wants to hear music like the music that's in Blood Mountain, I'm a little disappointed. Um, they've released that single for marketing reasons, obviously, because that's what bands do. They need to put out their friendliest song first and keep, the good music for later. But it does push people away. Some people who are looking, for Mastodon and the real Mastodon, not this high road Mastodon. Um, the next song they released was Chimes at Midnight, and I feel like that song is a good song, and it's long, and it's a little bit closer to what most Mastodon people would like, but I feel that it's average either way. I mean, I love the longer than average verse into a chorus that again is uplifting and into a bridge, but they repeat that same three pattern deal twice and then end the song. So it starts out slow, it does the verse, chorus, bridge, and the song. And it comes full circle, which I enjoy, but it took away from the freshness that bridge brought at the beginning of the song. Like once I heard the bridge again, I was like, well, I know what's coming. And it's catchy, and it's good. I mean, I'm not saying the song is bad, I'm just saying, again, where is the tangent? Why am I not going on, this trip of riffs and heaviness and solos? It's missing that. And I hope fans can understand what they're doing here. They're expanding their horizons, they're progressing, they're moving on. Maybe they don't want to make heavy music anymore. And that's something that is for another video. It's another topic, But hopefully you guys stick around and just give them a chance. And their album has to have heavier work in there. It has to. This is just what they're showing to the world. But I'm sure Mastodon has kept a lot of their heavier, more progressive, more metal music stored, for when the album drops. In the end, I'm very excited for this album to come out. This is the perfect time to get into Mastodon because the vocals are approachable, the music is approachable. You'll get used to their vocal and instrumental style because it's not like the vocals go with the music perfectly. It's not like he has the voice of 10,000 angels. And that's one thing I love about Mastodon. Their voices, and because it's united sometimes, they do like harmonies between all the players. It gives me hope. You don't have to have an amazing voice, to be liked by a mass audience. They are popular. You just have to be good. People get used to your voice. You just have to be good musically and lyrically, and people just follow that. And so I'm hoping Once More Around the Sun becomes that intro album that will help you slowly make your way to their first two albums. So you'll want more and more and more. And you'll be desensitized by the guitars at that point, by their vocals at that point, where you can take a little bit heavier music. And that's what I'm hoping for in the end. So I'll leave links to where you can find me, Twitter, Instagram, and obviously the parent company, Xenodome. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Here's last week's video, and stay tuned.